experiment was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
Look out for Charlie.
I want him down.
There is a plethora of information about ELF and different frequencies, and the information around most of it is dead wrong, and it's based on somebody talking shit either in a video or a comment section, someone taking that information and adding their bullshit to it and then repeating it, and it's just unsubstantiated. There are people that come to my channel and leave comments as fact. This is fact and this is what's happening, and there is absolutely zero proof to support that. And it is literally just pieced together from shit they've heard and shit they're adding to it. And it works like this.
Dawn's been shot. Dawn's been shot. I heard we've been bottled by the Japanese.
Hey! I just heard that the Japanese have been shot!
When I bring information out and give it to people, it isn't because I've been sitting around and that is the theory that sounds best to me. It is where the evidence is pointing, where actual evidence is pointing to. And in this video, I'm going to show you something that cannot be disputed at all. And this way, we can knock this out of the way and people can quit leaving comments that are almost either in opposite or trying to debate me about this. Otherwise, what is the point of doing research and showing people information so they can just undermine it and talk a bunch of shit as fact? They're not only hurting things, they're discrediting things. And it's almost like that's the intent, because a lot of these comments are also maniacal and paranoid and not really based in reality. They look a little off kilter. So let's get into some stuff. I showed this video a long time ago, and today I'm going to prove something with it. I've been telling people that these frequencies are riding in on the power grid for years. This is coming in on the power grid. And you still get people that say, well, mine's coming from a P-13 exterminating space modulator that is hidden underneath my house, and I know it because blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. It is coming in on the power grid. And that does not mean that it is originating on the power grid, but it is parasitically piggybacking on the power grid. And it is coming in right through the smart meter, because the smart meter does not filter out frequencies like old meters did. So that is coming right in. This is the reason why they wanted to get people away from old school incandescent light bulbs, because old school incandescent light bulbs cannot handle the pulsing. So what ends up happening is the bulbs blow prematurely. So you can put them in, pop, they go. Put them in, pop, they go. My house isn't special at all. This just happens everywhere. What I'm going to prove to you today is that it is riding on the power grid. It is not debatable. It's not a debate, and it's not a theory. So in this video, my power was completely out, but the system fucked up. You cannot see a pulse when a light is solid. You can't see the pulse. But when the power is out and the system fucks up and it is still pulsing electricity and ELF ridden electricity, you will see the pulses. And that's exactly what happened. My power was completely out in the whole area. And all of a sudden, all my lights in the house that were on when the power went out started pulsing. But if you watch, it doesn't shut on and off like a light switch. It dims down, it goes back up. It dims down, it goes back up. The system was fucking up, and I'm going to prove that. Watch this video. Do you see how it's going down? It's not going off and on.
The lights are following the pulses and not the electricity. Ha, something's wrong here.
Pay attention to what's going on here.
It's following the pulses on the power grid.
It almost looks like a light effect when a light effect follows a conversation or music. So that's what's going on.
Electricity.
It is coming through the power grid. Now I'm going to prove it to you right now. So what I did was I adjusted the audio from the video and I extracted only the ELF portion of the audio. Then I boosted up that ELF and I resynced it with the video. And then I took a certain section and I looped it a bunch of times so that you could see that the ELF pulses are following the electrical pulses on the light. 100%. This isn't debatable. I'm going to show you right now. So the ELF pulses are going to follow the light perfectly. Watch. So that's what's going on. You can't debate that. The ELF is in sync with the pulse of the lights through the whole thing, but I had to loop that to prove the point. Now what I did was I adjusted the ELF frequencies and put them back into the video so that you could watch it pulse with the light and listen to what is going on. These are the frequencies. These are on the power grid. They are riding into your home, everybody's home. This is not special. They are riding into everybody's home on the power grid. Check this out. It's not debatable anymore. People can't come here with theories and bullshit. It is riding into your home on the power grid. It explains the knocks, the sounds, the tapping, the scratching, the everything. And you just saw it synced up to the lights. The system fucked up. The power was completely out in my area. And I started videoing the lights pulsing. So there you go. It's not debatable anymore. It's not theory. It's not a debate. People can't come here with their theories and throw them down as fact. What you just saw is fact. This is the same reason why you will see a street light or a light on a building flashing really fast, pulsing really fast or really slow. And it wasn't doing that before because it was still doing that. You just couldn't see it with the power on. And again, this is why they wanted to get everybody away from incandescent light bulbs, because these pulses blow them out fast. And that's what happens. It's been online heavy since they got people away from incandescent light bulbs. And as you heard, once it was adjusted, it was a voice. Those are ELF pulses, voices, coming into homes. And people are going to come and start talking about Li-Fi and LEDs and whatever, changing the subject. This is what needs to be discussed right now, is that we can prove that this is coming in on the power grid. Because you got to start somewhere. That is where it's coming in at. The system fucked up when the power went out, and it kept pulsing. And I'm trying to help people. This is the reason why I get frustrated by these shit talkers, because these people are looking for help. They're looking for help, and they end up finding the wrong information that is totally unsubstantiated. It's just theory that somebody's conjuring up because that's what feels good to them. This isn't what feels good to me. This is what is actually happening. And as I said earlier, this doesn't mean that it's originating from the power grid. But it does mean that it's at least piggybacking on it parasitically and getting into the power grid, just like the Russian woodpecker did. So let's play these one more time. Here is the ELF in sync with the light. It's not shutting off, it's dimming. It even gets louder when the intensity of the light gets louder, if you pay attention. Now let's play the adjusted version of the ELF one more time. Do you see the intensity of it going up with the intensity of the sound? So, it's 100% on the power grid. It is not debatable. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
I don't like the world now. I mean, before I always knew I was a son of a bitch. But now I'm the only son of a bitch I know. Hey, make way for a real human being. Get out of the way, yeah.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.